we need a great week of preparation. Get ready for this one.
Any updates on Braxton?
Like what?
Is he going to be available this weekend?
I mean, we haven't even practiced yet. I mean, he'll go if he can. Like, he's been fighting through these types of things all season long. I expect if he can, he'll be out there.
Did Brock Hoffman avoid a serious injury?
Like a surgical injury?
Yeah.
Yes.
Questionable as well, then, you anticipate?
Yeah, we'll just have to see how the week goes. Like, I don't know, to be honest with you.
And then Trey, you're just going to wait. It'll be on a wait and see.
We'll see. I mean, he feels better, which is a good sign. So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, Trey, in 21 years of coaching, I've never heard of nor seen what he's dealing with before. You know, through the week last week, he practiced some and felt good running around, but it was a short week, and I saw the specialist on, I believe, Wednesday. I get my days mixed up when it's a short week, but so anyway, it was a tough break. I hope he feels. I do know so far he feels better, and hopefully he'll be able to go. I know he wants to play.
Justin, I know it's tough when the starting quarterback goes out and sort of changes all your plans. When you review the passing game from last week and the struggles there, anything stand out in your review of the film? And do you expect better from that group even with an injury at the start?
Well, I mean, we're down 2 quarterbacks and 2 wide receivers, in Jaden and Trey, but yeah, I do. I expect us to create more separation and be able to make more contested catches, 100%.
How are you handling senior day? I mean, a lot of guys, are seniors, but juniors with eligibility because of last year. Are you allowing them to participate and they can come back if they want? How is that kind of?
Yeah, certainly we're not putting a deadline on their decision of what they're going to do based on senior day. So the guys that want to participate, I mean, we're not going to have true underclassmen, right, participate, but that whole group of guys that you all know as actual seniors, some will be out there and some won't, based on what they think they may do at this time. But I don't know that I would take it to the bank on their plans based on who participates. It's just a different world. It's senior day is different than it used to be, right? Between, really it's COVID mostly, but so, I mean, kind of there you have it.
You mentioned that there's going to be probably over 20 guys. What has this senior class meant to you and to this program? I mean, they've been here for so long, and it's a tight-knit group of guys.
Yeah, it's a great group of kids that are growing into adults that have given a lot to this program that I think we all owe a tremendous debt of gratitude to them, and we need to do everything in our power to send them off the right way. So high character, great work ethic, good leaders.
You mentioned Duke and Mateo Duran. What stands out to you about him when you watch his film?
He goes north and south. He doesn't mess around. When he sees a crease, he hits it a million miles an hour. He's a fine player. There's not a lot of indecision going on. I mean, and they roll off the football now up front. I mean, they've lost a couple really tight games, but they roll off the ball and they create creases, and he hits them north and south quickly.
All right, we got to David Teal on Zoom.
Justin, is James Mitchell going to participate in senior day? Do you know? And what kind of presence has he had around the team and program since his injury? I know you wanted him very much to be a part of this.
Well, he's done a great job of being around when he can. It's been a little bit difficult for him, especially after the surgery, because he went from being able to move around to really not being able to move around hardly at all. He's better now. I mean, I don't believe he's even got his brace on. He's doing some rehab, and it's been great. It's been great to have him around. So we see him out there every single day at practice, and And he goes inside and does his rehab. I don't have the list in front of me, David. I do think that he is participating. Again, I wouldn't say, I think he'll do due diligence on his decision about the future, but I do think he wants to participate in senior day.
And then you mentioned in relation to Trey that you've never seen anything quite like this. What details can you share with us about what he's dealing with and what caused this?
Well, it's something that happened in the game the other day. I mean Georgia Tech. Didn't affect him playing. Wasn't a big deal really after the game. When we got home, kind of progressively got worse. And, it's a upper body respiratory type issue. I would love to lay it out. I'm not trying to be coy, but I'm not sure that I'm I know I'm not the foremost expert on explaining exactly what he's dealing with. There's some air in his neck that's, for lack of a better term, trapped in there from a hit that he took. So, flying exacerbates that. There was a time during the week when we thought maybe he could play, but we'd have to drive him up there. Like I said, he practiced on Tuesday, but it became obvious as the week went on, and we met with the experts that he wasn't going to be able to play. So I hope he's back. He says he feels better. So we'll see how it all goes.
I don't know if you were in the room when he met with us following the Georgia Tech game, but his voice was off, and he even apologized, saying, "I don't know what's wrong with my voice." Was that a symptom of this?
Yes. Yeah. He met with the training staff. To my knowledge, he met with the training staff after the game, and then flew home, and then, I don't know if flying was a big deal, but later on in the night, I guess I should say, I'm certainly not diagnosing what exacerbated it. If I said that earlier, I didn't mean it. I just, as the time went on, it got worse. And obviously we got him checked out by everybody under the sun to see because it is an odd injury and sometimes those things take time. What was weird is he could go out there and run around, but anyway.
Mike?
Justin, you spoke a number of times during your tenure here about how great the home crowd is. North Carolina game for the opener was obviously off the charts. I know it means a lot to the seniors playing there. The way the season has gone, what do you anticipate from the crowd for senior day, and what do you maybe hope for?
I hope they support our players. I've never seen them do anything other than support our players, so I don't think it would be any different.
What does that mean to a team when you're getting in the latter stages of a season that's been a little bit disappointing? What can the crowd do for players at that time of year?
Well, I think it's always nice to play in front of your family and friends, and to not have to travel and not be on the road and have a chance to get some energy from the crowd.
Thank you.
Hank?
Hey, Justin, in what's proving to be a crazy year in the whole conference, I think by virtue of your Miami and Virginia games, you guys still may have a chance to win the Coastal. Do you talk about that at all, or do you hear the kids talk about it?
No, not right now. We've got Duke coming in here. We've got to try and find a way to play better than we played last week. If we don't play better, then Duke will get after us. So that's our point of emphasis.
And from just a coaching standpoint and looking around, it seemed like for the last several years it was like Clemson and everybody else. This year there's a lot more parity. Is that a good thing?
I don't know. I think everybody understands how important quarterback play is. You've got to have it to have a chance. And, I think there are a lot of programs in this league that, have been working hard and done a good job and are reaping some of those benefits this year.
Thank you.
I asked you after the game about the run defense. What did you see on film that you were able to kind of see why you guys struggled?
We didn't tackle. I mean, if you just grade that film, we didn't block, we didn't tackle. It's pretty fundamental football.
With the quarterback escaping on those contained plays, that same thing, just couldn't wrap them up, or are you guys doing something? Because that's been kind of a problem all year where the quarterback.
Well, I mean, the play where we had 3 guys hanging on him, and that's not tackling. I mean, we didn't get him on the ground. So, I mean, and I'm not being a smart ass. I'm just saying, like, yeah, I mean, occasionally those athletic guys do cause you problems escaping out of the pocket and all that sort of stuff. It's hard to rush the passer and make sure he doesn't get out. I mean, that's hard. Braxton's done that to other people too. But when we've got guys draped all over people and can't get them on the ground, that's kind of what I'm talking about.
David, did you have something else?
Yes, please. Justin, you mentioned there in the answer to Hank's question the importance of the quarterback position. As you have watched tape this season, you know, Howell and Pickett, you've already played. I don't know how much tape you might have seen of Brennan Armstrong or Sam Hartman or Malik Cunningham or even Tyler Van Dyke of late. What have been your impressions of the quarterback play in this league, and has it ever been better?
Well, I thought my first year here in 2016, it was probably as good as you would find anywhere at any time. I mean, Gerard Evans had one of the best statistical years in the history of Virginia Tech football, and he wasn't even close to what the other guys were doing, you know. Between Deshaun Watson and the kid that was at Carolina that got taken in the first round, and the kid that was playing at Louisville, and I mean, it was just incredible. Not to mention the kid that was playing at Pitt at the time is playing in the NFL, Peterman. Anyway, he was a good player. So I thought that was pretty much the height of it from what I've seen. But I think that it's kind of coming back around. You know, I've seen the kid at Wake play really well. I've been really impressed with him. Obviously, the kid at Virginia is putting up huge numbers. I haven't seen as much of them. But, you know, I mean, I do think, you know, that's kind of contributing a little bit to the balance, is that there's some high-level quarterback play going on from various places that maybe we didn't expect it would happen coming into the season.
Andy?
Are you kind of amazed that Shanga Hodge has been able to get back and play?
Incredible. He told me after he got hurt, you know, such a weird situation. You know, I met with him. He's just low as can be in the spring. He came here and to play last year, and you know, was sidelined through COVID and missed practice and all that stuff. And we were in the middle of the season. It was hard for him to get caught up. Just really unfair situation. Decided to come back and try and give it a go. Gets hurt in spring, and I just met with him. I said, Shanga, what do you want to do? Like, you know, this is, first of all, this is a unique situation, right? You're an extra year of eligibility because of COVID injury guy. You might be the first one in America, right, to be in this situation. He said, Coach, I want to be the fastest guy to ever come back from an ACL. He said, that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be back, and I'm going to play next year. And that's exactly what he's done. He's done it through incredible perseverance, through a great attitude. I mean, I think that's underrated in rehab, is your attitude, because I've said it before, there are no fans in the training room. I mean, it's not very fun. And I think it's really miraculous. And I don't know where he's at in terms of months and ahead of schedule. But I know we've seen him practice for the last several weeks, and eventually a week or two ago, you know, he was officially cleared, and it was pretty amazing feat, in my opinion.
One more. Tim?
Justin, you mentioned after the Richmond game going into the bye that, you were looking for your offense to become more consistent. I know you guys have had 2 games below 10 points since then and a game over 30. Why do you think you guys continue to have some of those offensive inconsistency issues?
Well, I mean, I think each game's an individual reason. The 2 weeks prior to the BC game, we played pretty well. We ran the ball and made some plays in the passing game. This past week we were down players and we didn't make any plays in the passing game. So I'm not trying to oversimplify it, but that's pretty much it. We still were able to run the ball a little bit. I mean, we weren't ripping off huge runs left and right, but we still could kind of scratch out a living there running the ball, but we made very few plays throwing it.